Hello, this is Grandma's Gone Gaming. I'm bringing you episode 18 of my personal challenge, The Railroad. Started this in just about a year ago, I think, in March or April of 2016, and it is now April of 2017. Probably is going to take me another 2 years to finish it. I have just finished the Eastern Line. Here's where I was. Put this on. The last time you were updated, I think, or maybe I was halfway in, I was halfway in between. But anyway, this was my third whistle stop on the Eastern Line with its bunk beds and stuff here, all sorts of different stuff. All this is made out of all the spruce stuff that I was working with here. From this point on, and let's leave that car, well, let's not leave that car there. I don't think I have any more. Oh, I do have one. There we go. Take that with me too. All right. We'll just start right here and take it. I hate this part because it's too noisy for me to hear, even though you'll be able to hear it fine in the recording. Right now I have everything switched this way to go. Here we go. And it goes around the corner. And we're going to go fairly slow till we get to the next power up. I could put some more power up in there, but that's okay. Ready and accelerate. Yay! Okay, so there's the scenery outside. We have seen that. Showed you where the spawner is, the zombie spawner. And I think there's another one now too, underneath this area down here to the right. Okay, so we're going to get up here, and I want to be able to get out before I get to the last part here, which you can see has some iron doors. We'll just take this guy out, put him back in my inventory. I had stuff piled up down there at one time. I had stuff piled up here, and then I finished. Now, I've done something different here because I've been playing around with structure blocks, and I wanted to try something, and I tried in a testing world and figured it out, how to copy something from another world and put it into an existing world. And I figured, hey, this is my challenge. My challenge is basically to get the railroad built, and all this is built all in survival. And all the stuff that I've gathered is all in survival, except for this place right here. And it is the same. I've used spruce and oak here, and there are plenty of both. I didn't ever get over there and use any of the, we call it the birch over there. I wanted to. There's also a swamp. I think it starts over there and it goes over there. Now, it is getting dark here, but let's take a quick look here. I can go sleep anyway. But we have lots of horses out here. Now my plan is to add something to this, but I wanted to get this out and show you. I'll show you the outside of it. This is a fort that I made in our first Neighborly Sims. We had a server, and it was our first world that we did, and this was Fort Neighborly. And it had all sorts of different signs on it. This is the core. It also had a bigger fence out here. There was like about this much space out here, and there was an outside fence. And underneath it, there was also a basement with a barracks in it. That is not here. The way to clone it with the structure blocks is limited to a 32 by 32 square. Plus I could have picked it up. It picked up the entire build other than that. But I didn't want to go underground and find the bottom and figure out where that was, and then you have to do the same thing here. So I only brought the starting from the ground up here, actually 2 layers down into the ground. But this is Fort Neighborly, which is now it is the Eastern Terminal. Don't have any signs up on it or anything, but this is the end of the Eastern Line. Because I want to also get some villagers in here, and I haven't found a village yet. After this video, I'm going to go searching for that, and so my next progress video will let you know whether or not I found any. But we can go over the roof this way, so let's do that. Up here, I just finished putting all of the jack-o'-lantern lighting up here. It had, man, I looked at this. I made this structure like 4 years ago, and there were torches everywhere. I mean, I had torches on every fence post. I hadn't really figured out yet all about the lighting and the maximum lighting that you need and where you should put them and all that kind of stuff. I also redid a little bit the tops here, which had lighting on them, and now they don't need any lighting because of the way that I've made them, using stairs here, and because nothing will spawn on stairs, as well as they won't spawn on the slabs that are on the lower level of a layer. So there's nothing up there on top of that anything will spawn, where anything will spawn. And the pumpkins down here blend in, and I've used pumpkins all the way throughout the line, as you know, or should if you've been following it at all, except for the torches that I have alongside the railroad tracks. I didn't try to do enough pumpkins to keep going with that. I may at some time end up replacing those. Okay, so anyway, in case you don't know how to use the structure blocks, I'm not going to do a tutorial on that, but I will tell you that the way to get, once you have learned how to save a structure in one world, where those things are saved is in a brand new folder inside of that world's folders that is called structures, small s, structures, structures. And you open that up, and there is an .nbt file that is named exactly the way that you, except that it takes capitals off, the way that you named your structures when you were going through the save process. This one was named NSMC01-LW Fort, because that's what it was. NSMC stands for Neighborly Sims Minecraft. It was our first server. And at one time we had upwards of 24 people playing on it almost every day. And we built a lot of structures. This was, after we built our main town, we moved out about 2,000 blocks for everybody. Everybody made their own homestead, and then we started on another one. We did a Thanksgiving Day project one year. It's quite a large world. So I went in and did the save for this structure, such as it was, and there's a few things that aren't on it here because I cut them off to keep it to the regulated number of blocks. And then I went into the folder for this world. Actually, I used a copy so I could try this first and find out exactly how to rotate the structure, which is a little tricky, depending on which way you're looking when you pick up the world, I think. I don't know. I never can quite figure that out, but I know how to get around it, what to do to make it face the way that I want it to face. So in my practice world, I think I tried 6 or 7 out here on the periphery of this part here. I went out and I tried one over here, and I tried one over there, and tried one over there. Finally got one the way I wanted it, and then counted it out and made it so that it worked in here. And as you saw, because this is an even number of blocks, and my railroad has been an odd number, it's 5 all the way across, these doors weren't going to fit right with it exactly the way it was, but that's okay. I just brought that out here on this side, as you see. Thought about making some benches in there or something, but I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. Right now it's just an easy way to get out of there. Probably put a chest out here that contains some extra railroad cars and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, you can go all the way around this way. This fence is up on top like this. Work great for just going around. It's not absolutely proof from skeletons, of course, but you can back off a little bit. That's the reason I had a fence further out in my other world. But yeah, so what I did was just take all the torches off. I don't think I have a single torch in here anywhere now. So we have these corner rooms here. I'll show you that main room in just a little bit. But first of all, there are stairs that go down, and I used to always put all the ladders all the way down. Because I'm going to put villagers in here, I took them off on the bottom. You can easily get on them. And then these, of course, when they're... Oh, that goes the wrong way for here. That's all right. That can be fixed, but I'm not worried about it. Usually I put them right. We'll just go ahead and do that. Oh, I'm still in creative. I forgot. Well, we're going to have to fix that, aren't we? Okay, let's go in and get a slab. It's a spruce slab. That was silly. I forgot that I was in creative. Had been just before this, and that's okay because it's my world. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get a trapdoor. I was doing that only just because I was do this way here and go ahead and do this. I was checking all this out and everything. Don't worry. This thing has all been built one way or the other using survival. But I was surveying it from around and all that kind of stuff. So right now we'll just go ahead and get this fixed because I would like these things to, wait, yeah, I would like them to open that, wait, no. This way, there we go. Where the ladders are, okay. And then to get around here, you can just go on this way and go around. Of course, I could fly since I'm in creative. Okay, so we'll go into and do this the right way here. All right, I'll put that away in a little bit. All right, so with these going down here, this is what was my officers' quarters when I was at the fort in the actual world that it was where it was created. And this was, we had to ender chests now, and all of these things were full when I brought it over because I just copied the entire thing, but I have emptied them and thrown away everything. Did that in creative actually, emptied them all out and just made everything the way it. Let's go ahead and this is the bed I've been using since I've been here. Okay, goodbye there, zombies. And out here we have the courtyard. I've operated on all of this. We couldn't, of course, do paths back then, and there were torches everywhere again. And now I've used the pumpkins, the jack-o'-lanterns, which are grown over by my main, my beginning of the line, the central line. Over here at this little farm, we had farms inside our town. We had farms everywhere, but this was my private area where I grew what I wanted, and that was I needed wheat for breeding animals and I needed potatoes for eating. I do have a few carrots. I didn't feel like making another garden. These doors go out, as you can see this way, and they're just here. There's a skeleton over there. We have an infinity bow here. Let's get rid of him. Not the horse, I hope. There we go. Oh, he got pushed out by the horse. There we go. Go away. Okay, so, this is spider-proofed all the way around. Another thing that I've learned, rather than trying to do slabs everywhere, although these are, I don't know, they're expensive, but I've taken out lots and lots and lots of trees. And as you can see here, we have the oak, like I said, and there are still spruce trees back in the background on some areas. So that matches up pretty well. I still have lots of spruce put away that I haven't even used up. So let's go back in here. I wanted to put pressure plate here, but then I realized if I do get, villagers in here, then I don't want them to get out the main doors. So, okay, so we came, this is my quarters here, was still my bed there. Over here on this side was the visiting officers' quarters here, and at least, a chest and a crafting area. Over here, and we'll go in there in a few minutes, it was my trading post at that time, and I kind of want to keep that going. We do plan to use this world, at least in a LAN, and for right now, I have my family server has been taken down. I can't afford it right now, but maybe later on we'll bring it up again. We weren't even using it, and put the railroad map out there. This is the well. This is the city well here, or the community well. Again, just the doors. So it's pretty simple, actually. And this is the bath house. Here's the bathtub. There's a hot tub here, and that's your shower curtain. So that way it serves a double purpose, because then you have your sugar cane that you can grow there. So everything up here, I did have before. I had all sorts of chests up here, which I emptied, and haven't put any more up here. If we start to play this, formally play it, then we can add chests under here with like bows and arrows, because you can obviously use this to snipe at things. I could have done that from there before I went out. Obviously, there must have been one right over there. So yeah, now on the other world, I set the walls that were way out there, and I had taller sniping towers than this, and everything was, we were doing a lot of enchanting, and it was a survival server, so and we did have cheats on. All of us were opt because we all owned it together. I owned it, but there are some caverns that I evidently haven't lit up underneath here. I thought I had found them all, but I'll have to find the rest of them. In this chest here, we have gardening stuff. So the trading post. Anyway, this again came with full chests, and I emptied all the chests. I didn't keep any of the ill-gotten goods, so I relabeled everything and made my own newer, easier, better system than I used to use. Cobblestone, dirt, sand, gravel, and ites. That's, andesite, diorite, and granite. Granite, I know. Mob bits, things that aren't, used in anything right at the moment. I can use those, of course, for fishing poles. I can use them for, string for traps, with tripwire hooks and stuff like that. Or they can be used, of course, for bows. So I usually just put, thanks to my friend Lydia, that's why I call it mob bits. And I don't put the spider eyes in here. And in the miscellaneous, I no longer put gunpowder or put it there. I put that instead in brewing. So anything that I can use for brewing here. But I have not been able to find a fortress yet in the nether, another fortress. So I don't have a brewing station anywhere yet. Rails, mine carts, there we go. I probably put this out there. Redstone and engineering, and this is stuff for the rails, including the redstone torch, and then other things for the main gates, and all the, the redstone I've been collecting while mining. This is pretty much like I had it set up before. Prepared food, cooked food, bread, baked food, that kind of stuff. Cakes would go in there. Raw food, apples, melons, raw potatoes, anything that hasn't been processed yet or won't be processed. And over here we have ingredients. I would usually put pumpkins, but I've been putting all my pumpkins into jack-o'-lanterns, so after a while there will be more pumpkins up there. And then sugar, that can be changed into sugar, which is still an ingredient, but this is also an ingredient for paper, stuff like that. So I usually just keep my sugar cane there. Oh, speaking of redstone stuff, that needs to be added to those. And then over here, I always make an essentials. We used to say things like torches, coal, put it all out there, but my habit is to say essentials. I keep anything used for the crafting areas, an extra bed to take with me when I'm traveling, water bucket, anything like that. This is for trading. When I there will be a trade center and enchantment table when I can get it. I have one at the other place, and I have plenty of lapis over there. But I would like to set one up over here too, since this is a big, plenty big enough to hold an enchantment table. And then, torches, coal, plenty of iron. I have iron just coming out my ears. What did I just do with iron? Something, I made all the doors. I made a bunch of them. Have some gold here. I have other gold in other places. And I usually keep a good supply of wood here, but I also usually make some chests for wood. So at some point I will probably expand this, possibly inward a little bit, make it a couple more blocks out this way. What I had done in the original one, as I said, was I had trapdoors going down through the center, and there was an entire, probably out to about this far here, was all basement area with warehouse chests on this side, and on this side, because we had people coming in and playing all the time, they could sleep in a bed underneath there, and there was a chest where they could put their stuff and that kind of stuff. So it was the barracks for the enlisted men. And anyway, and in here, I don't have anything in here yet because I took it all out, but there's a dispenser, and you can, of course, push the button once you get some food in there, and you can use that shuts the door too. Does it? Yeah, there it goes. So yeah, you can get your food out. It shoots it at you and shuts the door. Door. Construction. Oh yeah, tools and weapons, just stuff to repair. I'm collecting arrows. Since I finally have infinity on my bow, I just have one arrow with me here. And construction, this is mostly stuff that when I started to make the doors, I made them like trap doors. And of course, that turns into iron bars. So yeah, I used quite a few of my stored up iron stuff to make iron bars. So I might use that. Maybe I'll make a jail here or something. Who knows? Or take them with me and do something else. But anyway, I made my iron doors, and I'll have those for nether and all that kind of stuff. Although I don't usually bother with it. I just made a bunch of them, and I'll know where they are. They're at the fort. So I'm not quite through designing all of this. As I said, I also want to tame all the horses out here and make a stable out here in the back. Oops. Remember how to do it. And yeah, right out here, we'll probably go on down the steps. I figured on it doing that way. Even this out and incorporate it right over to the pond. I'll probably take it out over the corner of the pond so that the horses have a place to drink and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll have a protected swimming hole as well. Swimming hole and fishing place, all that kind of stuff. Just, for the visitors that come. So it'll be fun if we ever do have other people playing it. Probably level this out here all the way back to this step just to make it even, and put my corral out here. So yeah, and then so with the end of the north line, I had the hunting fishing place, and we found the mineshaft and made that as a scenic stop on the tour. And there's food and a place to sit up on the top of the place and look out over the river. And then there are 2 villages close by. So I'm hoping that there will be a village in here somewhere. I have not seen sign of any up to this point. So as soon as I get through with this video, then I'll probably just go and play for a little bit and see what I can find on that wise. But for now, I wanted you to see what I've been doing. And yep, that's the end of the east line. 2 more to go. Like I said, probably 2 more years worth of building for me, because I do the whistle stops, 3 whistle stops, 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th, the actual terminal for the end of the line. And there's rail all the way, absolutely straight line up and down the hills, through the tunnels, all the way. So yep, I'm getting ready to, so after I fiddle around with this one a little bit more, I'm getting ready to start the south line. And then after that, I'll do the west line. I came from the south. The spawn was in the south, not very far away from it. It was only like 200 blocks. So I'll be going way far out into territory that I have not seen. And when I go to the west, I've only been out like 50 blocks from the central terminal. So it'll be fun. It'll be more adventuring. Lots of different, the different kinds of wood as I go through the area. I pick up the kind of wood that's out there. The birch was just a little far away. It stops right over there, and I was still using up the oak and was coming back here to the oak. So I didn't bother to go over there and get for a very short distance. I already had all my oak fencing and stuff made. And boy, does that take a lot of wood. But yep. Anyway, so there we are. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll keep up with me as I make my sporadic updates, and then triumph with me when I finally get it done. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.